Namaskar, everyone. Welcome to the latest issue of Data Talks. Now, this one is extremely special to me because we have Prasoonji who wears so many hats ki I can't even begin counting them. Poet, lyricist, author, now in a CBFC role, etc., etc. But most importantly, I mean, why I'm fascinated by him is every conversation with Prasoonji has made me unlock a part of my mind that I did not know existed. So, dhanyos me for that. What we're talking about, so Prasunji, welcome to Data Talks.
Thank you. Thank you, Anurag. Thank you, Anurag.
Wonderful. Now, what we're here to talk about today is the whole, as the topic is called, true lies, stereotyping in movies. Now, those movies could be Bollywood or Hollywood, and we thought we should just jump straight. मतलब मुद्दे पे आते हैं कि you see, just as a viewer, and I don't count myself as anything more. As a viewer that first left India in 1998, on one end we see the Sundar Pichais of the world leading tech organizations and India supplying vaccine to the whole world, etc. On the other hand, you see a Salam Bombay, a Slumdog Millionaire. In fact, very interestingly, my daughter's nowadays watching this TV series called Jessie. Now, Jessie is a big enough series for Michelle Obama to have done a cameo in there, right? But in that series, they have this character called Ravi, who's a 10-year-old boy that is adopted from India. So, बच्चा जो है वो इंडिया से अडॉप्टेड है, न्यूयॉर्क में पल बढ़ रहा है, बट उसका एक्सेंट देसी है, वो हिंदी में गालियां देता है, वो कुर्ता पहन के घूमता है, and you know he comes across as not a very well groomed kind of a person, and that kind of really at some level it offends me. Here, are we stereotyping too much in movies and media? Is that really an issue, or are we just getting too worked up? Because you see a lot of Indians, especially on Facebook and Twitter and social media, getting offended about the way Indians are represented in Western films. Do you see that as a concern, Prasunji?
See, I see that as a concern not for India only. It's for the world. I feel it is not about how India is, presented. It is how, and I'm not making a blanket statement here. So let's keep the people who are doing their work much more sensitively aside for a while, and look at the ones which is staring at us, which is something which the reason you have thought of having a discussion with me on this, Anurag ji, is ये इस बात का प्रमाण है कि कुछ तो है जो आपको बॉदर कर रहा है, कुछ तो है. आपने you talked about your child, you talked about your family, you talked somewhere something is bothering. So first of all, the concern is very valid. It is emanating from a real sort of discomfort of a kind. So have you picked up something which ये खामखा नहीं आपने उठाया है सवाल. This is you have picked it up because you feel that there is a need to examine this, and all we can do it, we can examine it correctly and also point it out if there is anything missing. See, if you look at portrayals, you look at how not only films is too narrow a way of thinking. Look at art, look at the history of art, look at the way art used to be, and again, all kinds of art has been existing, but there is a majority section of art which was born out of people and by them for them kind of art. I've been brought up in Uttarakhand, the folk culture, and I tell you, when a folk music is performed, a folk dance is performed, there is no hierarchy out there. There is a certain participation in it. So दो लाइनें आपने गाई हैं तो तीसरी लाइन किसी और ने गा दी और instantly addition भी होता था. I've seen on the spot creation वहां पे होता था, on demand उस पे लाइन बढ़ती थी, and those subjects and those lines and those thoughts were the thoughts of people which concerned them. It could be about खेती कैसी हो रही है, it could be about the relationship of सास and बहू, it could be I've written in a song called ससुराल गेंदा फूल that kind of relationship. And various places I've experimented also with the folk culture, because I felt that there is a certain participative creation which used to happen. What happens is, जो कला बनाता है वही कला बनता भी है. जो कला बनाता है वही कला बनता भी है. It's almost
Absolutely.
it's almost spiritual, like जो सृष्टि बनाता है वो सृष्टि बनता भी है. यहाँ पर भी ऐसा ही कुछ हो रहा था. Very organically things were in that. There is very little room for saying कि यार क्या होना चाहिए, because जो होना चाहिए वो हो रहा है. Now the problem starts when there is a degree of separation. See, and especially in the cultures where a lot of dominance of other cultures have happened. It could be in various parts of the world. We live in India, so we can talk about India, where we saw that Indians were not necessarily in the driving seat. When you are not there, then you are treated with certain condescension. कि आपको नहीं आता है, तो उसकी जो मूल शुरुआत है वो उस डिग्री ऑफ सेपरेशन से शुरू होती है. जब आप किसी कल्चर को रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं, किसी व्यक्ति को रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं, तो सबसे पहला सवाल मैं ये पूछता हूं कि आप उसे कितना जानते हैं. जब आप उसको पूरी तरह नहीं जानते और उसके अलावा यू हैव अ सर्टेन बायस, certain superiority and hierarchy in the way you look at that culture. You are not symbiotically sympathetic towards that culture. You are not in with that culture. You are treating it as an object. You are treating it as a prop. But that the moment there is a degree of separation happens, then I'm not saying that everybody would do it, but many fall prey to stereotyping. That मुझे तो इतना ही देखना है और इतना ही दिखता है. I see poverty and I see poverty porn. I see मुझे अगर वहां, I have only got one narrative in my head, which is that these people, पहले तो आप these people कहते हैं, वहीं से बात खत्म हो जाती है. Who is these people? Them versus us हो जाता है. और उसमें सबसे पहली चीज जो आप शुरू करते हैं वो करते हैं, there is something wrong out there, there is an oppressor and there is an oppressed here. And as a result, you are not understanding the threadbare, you're not understanding the ecosystem properly, and you're making judgment, and hence you start feeling that I should portray only this part of what they are, without studying the whole, without studying the nuances, without unpeeling the layers of that culture, without falling in love with that culture, without getting the tactile sense. उसकी जो ग्रैनुअलिटी है, उस ग्रैनुअलिटी के, उस खुरदुरेपन को बिना एहसास किए हुए आप उसको पोर्ट्रे करते हैं. And when you do with this degree of separation, this bias, you start doing something which is not, in my opinion, correct, which you can always stand up and say it's my way of looking at it. No, it is not. You are dealing with lives, you are dealing with culture, you are dealing with people's tradition, years of bit by bit growth. You need to be cognizant of it. You cannot just say with a broad brush, I will paint. There is a certain sense of responsibility which enters there.
So let me segue from this. So you talked about the sense of responsibility, and you said कि and this whole excuse of creative license comes up very often. कि जी मैं तो एक fiction लिख रहा हूँ, या fiction play है, fiction movie है, and I have as a creator the right to create any narrative that I want. So on one end there is freedom, on the other end there is responsibility, and typically art forms, especially what I call consumable art, film is a great example of art that in 90% of cases lasts 100 days and not more. Consumable art may, how do you respond to this whole question of what legal right do I have versus what moral obligation do I have, let's say as a filmmaker? Just going back to one of the earlier episodes of these, which we did with Smriti Irani ji, she brought up something very interesting. She said that in all these global indices you have of democracy across countries, the Global Democracy Index, etc., none of them takes into account democracy beyond the center. Now, if you're a small country and you have parliament as your only representative, chalo, it makes sense. Now, in a country like India, all the women representation at a panchayat level, at a panchayati raj level, is not even counted in these indices. And that is, as Priti ji says, a huge disservice to all the grassroots democratic reform India has had. So that offended her कि आप अपना ही लेंस लगा रहे हैं, आप उसको हमारे लेंस से नहीं देख रहे. You're also talking about the whole फंडा कि नहीं, आप हमारे कल्चर को नहीं समझ रहे, हमको रिप्रेजेंट करने का राइट आपको किसने दिया है. But then what if somebody from Hollywood stands up and says and takes the creative license wala excuse? How do we respond to that collectively?
Creative license. I mean, Hollywood, you will be surprised that there are people who would actually talk the contrary. Their research teams and the work, they would actually pay a lot of attention to it. When you're there, you are taking, it's a few. See, there is a syndrome out there. I don't think I can bracket all the creative people in the same bucket and say that all do not want to understand. No, there are a few actually who will put a lifetime of their work or in terms of understanding of a certain culture and then take a dive into it. It's about and also I think some of your viewers find these arguments. There will be arguments to say, oh, so it's an insider versus outsider debate. No, it's not. Please don't trivialize debates like that, because it seems you seem to have very fixated answers. Freedom of expression, inside versus outside. So what? It's a free world. All those kind of arguments, which are now, believe me, they are dated. They sound juvenile to me, because when you every time you think about someone else, please think about yourself. If somebody comments about your life in a very superficial way, by interacting with you in a party or interacting with you in a social gathering and forms an opinion about you and thinks that's what you are, how would you feel? You would feel absolutely compromised. You'll feel, do you know I sing very well? Do you know I write very well? Do you know what my childhood was? Do you know why there's a scar here? Suddenly you become important and you want to be seen holistically. You want all the shafts of light being thrown into various dimensions of your personality, various, various you want them to come out. Put a culture in there. You have, let's talk about India. We easily take certain things out and think that is India. Whether it's a dance, you said it's a Bhangra dance in a colorful India, and you call economically, you just threw poverty there and say this is India. Or you talk about children, women, very, 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 very superficially, and also, constantly you want to feel that they are not there, they are underdeveloped, and your lens for looking for, see, now we can debate what is success, what is called success. I mean, your mental health of the world today going down absolutely to the nadir, and people are questioning the basic structure of the society and the purpose of life. These are the questions which have come, looming large at us in the pandemic time. People have asked those questions. Why have you asked those questions? There's fundamentally something amiss there. The question is, if the answers are somewhere else, but if the answers are already there in a culture like India, where we knew, because the art of living is very, very important to this part of the world. We really nurtured that. We really, explored that. And you understand that. And very cleverly, those good things are taken. You accept yoga, and you call yoga, and you accept it. You call Ayurveda, you accept it. You accept it in a different form. You accept the same exercises by naming them, rhythmic cardiac breathing, and then you accept it. And you do not want to acknowledge the source where it emanates from. and you feel is how can it be possible? How can I learn from another culture? So that if with that lens you are going to get into any other culture with a sense of condescension and superiority, there is no way you will be able to get, and whose loss it is. Please understand, this is the loss of the entire humanity. I think is criminal if a certain condescension enters human civilization and we start feeling that a X culture is superior than the Y culture. Hence everything that Y is will be denied, will be brushed under the carpet, will be thrown out of the window. Whose loss is it? It's the loss of the whole humanity, because the Homo sapiens biggest quality is that they are collective, they learn from each other. We do not reinvent the wheel. You are hell bent on reinventing the wheel or renaming the wheel by nomenclature. Please don't do that. We have to be very, very cognizant of the fact that parallelly in this entire universe, many things are happening. And I'm just a tiny part of that. And buck does not stop at me. So someone who starts creating in the name of freedom of expression, which I absolutely respect, you are absolutely free to express. But please understand, when the question freedom of expression comes, aren't you only talking about the people who already have expression? What about the people who do not know the lexicon? What about the people who have not mastered the art of going to a television channel and winning a debate? You were brought up in a school and college atmosphere where you won a lot of debating competitions. You are used to it. When you go there and you are made to sit next to a person who has come from maybe from a different part of the country where his culture is not debating, his culture is he debates differently, he puts his arguments very differently. But you have put one 10-minute rule that I'm giving 10 minutes to you, I'm giving 10 minutes to you, both of you now prove your point. Now, this guy who's been used to winning debates will, of course, outshine. It does not mean your point of view was superior. It's just that you mastered the lexicon. So the freedom of expression might end up only benefiting people who are privileged to have mastered expression. And as a result, what happens to the voices of the people? You talk about the portrayal of farmer. Let's take in a film, another stereotype. Anuragji, I have met people in film industry who have told me in confidence that they have never met a farmer, but they have portrayed farmers in their films. Now, how incorrect is that? You have never ever bothered to go into a village and see exactly how a farmer is. You've just taken a fancy dress view of the farmer. It's a derivative art. If you are brought up on cinema and producing cinema, then you are recirculating an already existing expression into expression. Actually, you have to be plugged into life. All we are saying is, please portray India, Africa, or any other country you want to, please, wherever in the world you live. It's a free world. You can express yourself, your point of view, but please take pains. Please take efforts. Do not absolutely become abrasive about it, condescending about it, biased about it. Also, when you representing a culture, and yes, there could be shortcomings, you might want to bring in those shortcomings. But when you talk about those shortcomings, in the same breath, you should be able to talk about the great things about that civilization. Another point I want to make is about our audience. Well, our audience, who many of them would be listening to it, many of them would be fellow creative people like me, who would be writing films and things, but there will be people who might be just a great consumer of it. Please understand, when you laugh at a word like jugaad, India mein to jugaad hai. Are you laughing at the irony of it, or you see a certain sense of dismissiveness to something which is called innovation? Now, same thing happening in a country with self-pride will be called innovation. A country which wants to laugh at its own innovation calls it jugaad. It is about, in the limited means, if a villager has been able to invent something, you are dismissive by calling it jugaad. You are, with a chuckle, you call it jugaad. Please wipe out this chuckle. This is not going to do good to a country like India. And people like me and people like Anuragi, you, I don't think we find it funny.
Fair point, very fair point. In fact, I have always looked at this industry from a market dynamic point of view. You know, यथा प्रजा फिल्में भी वैसे ही बनेंगी. Uh, and you know, at some extent, you know, it's almost like you don't know where to start. You honestly don't know where to start. You know, does it speak about a filmmaker that he's catering to a market? Does it speak about the market that they deserve the quality of films and the typecasts that are made, etc., etc.? It's a very interesting question. I mean, who bells the cat?
Yeah.
Um, but you know, you mentioned you mentioned that okay, the world is now awakening to the idea of mental health, and there is a lot of denial, etc., etc. This is where I'd like to enter into the realm of debate. Huh. Now, you know, I am a trained chartered accountant, MBA types. You know, you are, you know, you write and you're the creative types. I mean, I'm more left brain, you're more right brain. Uh, I look at the world as it is. And somebody like you, the reason you're extremely successful is because you look at the world as it should be or as it can be. Right. Now, when I look at the world as it is, what is the reality? You know, as Tomia Wilkinson says, and I love this statement, if somebody is in denial and has no consequence of that, then there's no way they are going to change. And this is a challenge that is faced by policymakers, by therapists, by family members that are dealing with disorders in their family, etc., etc. Uh, how do you? So I wondered about the question, right? How do you get? And it's not just Hollywood; it can be any wood. How do you get them to buy into the argument that we're making here? That look, you need to assimilate, you need to be more open, you need to be more engaged, you need to see reality, you need to meet that farmer before you represent him on screen. Right now, two approaches. Right, one, and I know you love history and context from history. I was reading a while back about you know, so post Pearl Harbor and World War II. It was clearly established that in the America versus Japan war, Japan had to take, you know, so Americans were superior, so to speak, through the war. Over time, with market dynamics kicking in, American manufacturing, American export became stronger, etc., etc. At some point, you know, when Japan became competitive with its electronic products, Ronald Reagan actually made a call to appeal to ban, you know, so like the anti-Chinese sentiment in India, Ronald Reagan made that appeal to American consumers: "You do not buy Japanese products." Now, when Japan realized that they cannot compete in media or in the Hollywood space, they said कि यार चलो इसका गेम बदल देते हैं. So they came up with the Pokemons and Hello Kitties and Mario, Super Marios of the world, and said, look, we will think in terms of shifting towards video games, towards, you know, merchandisable products, etc. And what I found out very recently, that Pokemon, Hello Kitty, and Super Mario, they out monetize through merchandising. They out monetize DC and Avengers and all of that by 6x. Now that's huge. Imagine the value of the Avengers franchise, and imagine a Hello Kitty being 6 times larger on an annual revenue basis than an Avengers. Uh, so that's one approach to say कि ठीक है बॉस, आपने अपना गेम, आप अपना गेम नहीं बदल रहे हो, आप डिनायल में हो, अच्छी बात है, हम गेम चेंज कर देंगे. The other approach, and I don't mean to be racist against my own race, the other approach is the Indian approach, where we keep pleading and asking and begging for that representation. Uh, I honestly don't know which way is optimal, which way is better. Uh, so I don't know what thoughts you have on this, boss.
देखिए, it's uh, it's a valid question, and the only my only problem with this question is that the premise with you start is a certain um, uh, lack of confidence about Indians. That when people talk about our ability to fight, ability to withstand. I actually have no doubts about it that India, if you, the glorious past of this country, it depends from where you start India's past. Yes, there has been a huge chunk of it in the past where India seems to have taken much more approach of dialogue and less of action and trying to find an amicable solution to various problems since the fight for independence or earlier before that, various invaders coming to India and having interaction and sort of with them has somehow, of course, there is a certain convenience which has also seeped into us. We try to find a convenient, amicable, and those very namby-pamby words have got attached to the way we deal with things. And what you're talking about, Japan's approach towards taking it head on and creating something which is an alternate reality, and the question can be asked: what is stopping us from doing that? It's a fair question, and I think a lot of people today are actually in the action mode and trying to do it. The only thing is that, Anuragji, this is more complex than you can think. When being someone who is part of the process, both my professions, be it advertising, marketing, and be it filmmaking and writing, everywhere I encounter that there's something called training and education, an education system. The people who believe, who are cinema makers, unfortunately, have been over obsessed with a certain kind of cinema and has created a lot of derivative cinema. And you'll be surprised. You talk about freedom of expression a lot in our country. We talk about freedom, free to make cinema kind of country. But in the art for art's sake world, Indian cinema is hardly taken seriously. Hardly. And I'm on record saying this. I was leading the delegation to Cannes, India delegation, a few years back. In fact, Smriti ji only wanted me to go for this delegation, to lead this delegation, which is the Cannes Film Festival. And I was fortunate to have interacted with the directors and many film festival directors and eminent people who are, and I'm talking about this art world. I'm talking about, art house cinema right now. And after so much of talk about creativity in our country, there is something you'll be surprised to know that they call our cinema, they don't take it very seriously out there. They don't think that when it comes to art for art's sake, we create great work. Okay, they think, yes, we are commercially nice, we do some work, but in that world, and the list of awards, if you see, is not that I care about the all these awards, but you do care as well, because you take a lot of pride in saying that, I believe in art, I believe in. So then where should we stand really tall in that world, which is nothing but art for art's sake, where you get all the licenses, your purest form of freedom of expression. Even there, we are not faring well. So there is something amiss in terms of the way we are over obsessed with, and what happens as a result. So your training is of a kind, your wiring is of a kind, since your student days, since the day you are learning cinema. So who are the people who are making cinema? Who are the people? That's why I said, let's go to the people. See, we have देखिए, ये आसमान से नहीं टपकता है फिल्म मेकर. फिल्म मेकिंग को सीखना पड़ता है. कोई सिनेमाटोग्राफर है, कोई स्क्रिप्ट राइटर है. ये सब चीजें जो हैं, मतलब इट्स एन इंट्रिकेट क्राफ्ट. उस क्राफ्ट को सीखने के लिए, और दूसरा, then there are people who will be interested in going into that direction. So the people who are जो उनकी ग्राउंडिंग है, जो उनकी अपब्रिंगिंग है, जो उनकी एकेडमिक अपब्रिंगिंग है, वहां पर भी आपको जाके सोचना पड़ेगा कि आर दोज पीपल प्राउड ऑफ देयर कल्चर, कंट्री, एंड दे आर एक्चुअली looking at it in a nuanced way, or they are already biased towards their own culture. So to begin with, the people will not pick up those subjects. people will not pick up those subjects which you and me are talking about. कि how, for example, आप देखिए हमारे मैं I've been a student of Indian classical music, and it used to pain me when I used to see the representation of Indian classical musician singers in our mainstream Bollywood films. They are seen as comedians. हमने उनको वहां पर बिल्कुल कॉमेडियन की तरह प्रस्तुत किया है. हमने जिनको मुर्कियां और गमक और खटके, ये सब चीजें जो आवाज की नुआंसेस बारीकियां हैं, हम उनको मजाक की तरह से करते थे. So much so that in a mainstream film I saw the two classical singers were thrown into akhada or pelwans, and they were supposed to outshine each other by doing kind of a as if they are लड़ing जैसे कि वो कुश्ती लड़ रहे हैं, और आवाज, and people are laughing and falling off. This is the way we are paying respect to our culture, which is and those people, and a lot of classical musicians are offended by seeing that. They said ये मतलब there is not even बेसुरा है, सही नहीं है, उसको उसके प्रति असम्मान है. देखिए, आप पोर्ट्रेयल कुछ भी कर सकते हैं, आप कॉमेडी कर सकते हैं, लेकिन इंटेंट क्या है? मैं CBFC में जब अपनी बोर्ड के साथ बैठता हूं, तो हमारे बोर्ड में कई अच्छे लोग हैं, कुछ लोग आपके यहाँ भी आएंगे, हमारे विद्या बालन हैं, ये अग्निहोत्री हैं, अपना विवेक हैं, कोहली जी थे. मैं सबको यही कहता था, वो कहते थे भाई हम जब इंडिविजुअल एक्सप्रेशन की बात है तो कैसे हम डिसीजन लें. आई सेड इट इज द इंटेंट. इंटेंट क्या है फिल्म मेकर का, उसकी नीयत क्या है? देखिए, आप विमेन एम्पावरमेंट की बहुत बात करते हैं, एंड जब एक फिल्म मेकर एक लड़की को पुलिस की ड्रेस में दिखाता है और वो लड़की को वो कस्टम पे खड़ी है, वो चेकिंग कर रही है, तो उसका कैमरा उसको सिर्फ एनाटॉमी की तरह से देखते हुए करेस करता है, तो आपको फिल्म मेकर का इंटेंट समझ में आता है. वो अगर उसको जायरेट करते हुए डांस कराता है उसके बाद, तो आपको उसका इंटेंट समझ में आता है कि दिस पर्सन हु इज बिहाइंड द कैमरा sees this girl who is in this police uniform as an object, nothing more than that. वो उसके जो उसका पुलिस का कर्तव्य वो निभा रही है, वो उसके लिए महत्वपूर्ण नहीं है, क्योंकि वो उसकी नियत उसके कैमरे से दिखाई देती है. वो कुछ बोल नहीं रहा है, वो कहेगा मैंने क्या बोला, आपने कुछ नहीं बोला, लेकिन आपके कैमरे के जो फॉर्मेशन था उसने मुझे बता दिया कि आपकी नियत क्या है. ऐसे ही कल्चर में होता है. आप किसी डीटी के प्रति रिस्पेक्टफुल हैं या उसके प्रति डिसरिस्पेक्टफुल है. आप किसी के प्रति क्रिटिकल हो सकते हैं, लेकिन अगर आपकी नियत में बायस है या मैनिपुलेशन है ऑफ एनी काइंड, दैट इज वेयर somebody who believes in women empowerment, who believes respecting a police woman, can take an offense and say कि यार मुझे ऐसा आपने पोर्ट्रे क्यों किया. और उत्तर आप क्या देते? आई एम फ्री टू डू दैट. अरे आप फ्री होंगे, लेकिन ये मैं भी फ्री हूं, मैं भी उतना ही फ्री हूं जितने आप फ्री हैं. तो जब मैं आपकी फ्रीडम को देख करके अपनी प्रतिक्रिया दे रहा हूं, तो मेरी भी फ्रीडम अपनी प्रतिक्रिया देने की है. सो व्हेन आई गिव माय सॉर्ट ऑफ रिएक्शन टू इट, यू कॉल मी फ्रिंज, you call me this is or this is illiterate, they don't know what art is. अभी आर्ट कहां से आ गया? अभी तो इंडिविजुअल एक्सप्रेशन की बात थी. आपने अपना एक्सप्रेशन दिया, मैंने अपना एक्सप्रेशन दिया. आपका एक्सप्रेशन आर्ट है, मेरा एक्सप्रेशन गंवार है. ये कहां से आपने ले लिया? मुझे आपने फ्रिंज बोल दिया, खुद को आपने अभिजात्य कहा. So ये जो डिस्टिंक्शन है, ये कहीं पर इट्स गोइंग टुवर्ड्स वन डायरेक्शन. सो टू अ लॉन्ग वाइंडेड आंसर टू योर क्वेश्चन इज दैट अनलेस we bring our students and people and make them realize that what is this difference between innovation and jugaad, what is this difference between feeling pride for your culture and representing it well. The moments जब तक वो उनकी धमनियों में नहीं जाएगा, जब तक उनके धड़कन में वो नहीं जाएगा, और आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट पेट्रियोटिज्म, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट बीइंग फेयर टू ह्यूमन सिविलाइजेशन. I am asking you to be fair to the merit, and nobody can deny that Indian civilization has such fabulous nuggets that the whole world will get benefited from them. And we have seen people taking it very, very smartly, very, very selectively when they pick up things like yoga and get the whole world gets benefited with it. We know there is a lot this land has which should be felt proud about. We should all work towards it. And then only the good filmmakers will be born who will be with that thinking, and you will have your Nintendos of India coming out. Yeah. So
Very
it's not an easy answer that अगर आप ये बोलते हैं कि हम क्यों नहीं वो जापान की स्ट्रेटेजी ले लेते हैं, आप ले सकते हैं, लेकिन उसके लिए आपको एक तैयारी चाहिए, आपको एक तरह के लोगों की खेप चाहिए जो उस तरह से सोचते हों, उस तरह से ट्रेंड हों. Then only you will be able to create what you and me are talking about. Second thing, why is it all about films today? I think audiovisual has, on one hand, done a lot of service. On another hand, it has done a lot of disservice. Every art form today in India is subsuming its identity into audiovisual, which is not a good sign. See, look at how someone reads a book. You read a book, you read a book like that. You think. It's a very interactive thing. It makes your imagination fertile. When you watch something, why do you call a film arresting? आपका मुंह खुला हुआ है, आप ऐसे देख, आंखें फटी हुई. It's not a very intelligent person sitting there. आंख भी खुली, मुंह बड़ा, इसके मुंह में मक्खी भी घुस सकती है. ये इसीलिए मैं कहता हूं ऑडियो विजुअल अरेस्ट्स यू. ये एक ऐसा मीडियम आया था जिसने आपको लल कर दिया, और इसीलिए देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी रिक्वायर्ड हियर, बिकॉज उसमें साउंड भी है, उसमें म्यूजिक चित्र भी है, उसमें स्पेशल इफेक्ट भी है. कुल मिला के अगर मैं कोई गलत चीज पोर्ट्रे कर रहा हूं, जो चीज सही नहीं है, असत्य है, फॉल्स है, तो मैं उस फॉल्स को हमेशा के लिए उसके मन में अंकित कर सकता हूं. मेरे पास इतनी पावर है. तो इस पावर को थोड़ा जुडिशियसली यूज करने की आवश्यकता है. कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं कि आप इस पावर का इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं और उसके मन में गलत चिन्ह अंकित कर रहे हैं और हमेशा के लिए एक खूबसूरत चीज को नष्ट कर रहे हैं या एक गलत चीज को बना रहे हैं. ये रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी भी एक्सरसाइज करनी चाहिए. एंड सबस्यूमिंग एवरी आर्ट फॉर्म इनटू, देखिए फोक आर्ट, आज वो फोक म्यूजिक जो है, जब तक वो फिल्म में नहीं आता, उसका भी अल्टीमेट टारगेट है कि वो फिल्म में आ जाए. हमारे देश में म्यूजिक इंडस्ट्री का कोई अलग अस्तित्व नहीं है. बीइंग अ सॉन्ग राइटर, आई कैन टेल यू दिस इज समथिंग व्हिच रियली बॉदर्स मी. हमारे यहाँ अलग से फिल्म इंडस्ट्री नहीं है, म्यूजिक इंडस्ट्री नहीं है. हमारे यहाँ बीटल्स अलग से नहीं होते हैं, हमारे यहाँ अलग अस्तित्व नहीं है. सब कुछ फिल्म में ही सबस्यूम्ड है. ये कोई बहुत अच्छी बात नहीं है कि क्लासिकल म्यूजिक अलग ना रहे, फोक म्यूजिक अलग से एग्जिस्ट ना करे, धीरे धीरे सब फिल्मों में सबस्यूम हो जाए, थिएटर अलग से नहीं चले जाए, और फिल्मों में मेक बिलीव की पावर होती है. देखिए, कई चीज जो सत्य दिखाई देता है, अगर आप थिएटर में जाएं और फिल्म में जाएं तो देयर इज अ डिफरेंस. एक थिएटर देखने आप जाते हैं, उसकी एक अपनी रियलिटी होती है. जो आदमी वहां खड़ा है, अगर वो गा नहीं सकता तो आपको पता है ये गा नहीं सकता. लेकिन फिल्म में वो हीरो अगर गा नहीं सकता तो उसके ऊपर एक जक्सटापोजिशन ऑफ अ वॉइस हो जाता है और आपको लगता है वो गा भी सकता है, और यानी कि वो गा भी सकता है, यानी कि वो नाच भी सकता है, वो सर्व गुण संपन्न है. तो उसकी पावर कितनी ज्यादा है आप देखिए. और उस पावर का जब गलत इस्तेमाल होता है इन टर्म्स ऑफ पोर्ट्रेयल ऑफ थिंग्स विच आर नॉट करेक्ट, इन टर्म्स ऑफ व्हाट यू स्टार्टेड अनुराग जी इन द बिगिनिंग विद दैट स्टीरियोटाइपिंग, if you are not careful there, you are impacting peoples in a way which is rather irresponsible.
So this is fascinating, and I think this is where there is a sangam of your world and mine. So as you know, data reveals where we keep fishing out a lot of factual information. So you talked about the woman police officer. Now there was a bit of analysis on how women were portrayed within Indian cinema. And one young director, in fact, he's going to be on the panel discussion as well, Nikhil Singh Rajput. He actually said it very nicely to me when I had met him in Bombay a year back. He said कि set पे, so he says, अनुराग जी आप लोग बाहर की दुनिया से हो, मैं सेट की दुनिया से बता सकता हूँ या फिल्म मेकर की दुनिया से बता सकता हूँ कि everybody on the set is responsible, and I'm quoting him, कि औरत औरत जैसी दिखे, माल जैसी नहीं, right? And then he said कि यार, even a Jimmy Jib operator has a job to ensure that a woman is portrayed with the respect that a woman needs to be portrayed. You were talking about police inspector. Very interestingly, 85.1% of occupations that are portrayed of women are either teacher or secretary in Indian cinema. Teacher, secretary. The top four amongst men are doctor, police officer, manager, and gangster, which I found very interesting. That gangster is a top five portrayal. In movie plot introductions, women are described. The top five words that describe women are attractive, beautiful, pregnant, widowed, and lovely. For men, it is wealthy, strong, rich, poor, and honest. It's so fascinating how at a concept stage, at an idea stage, at a scripting stage, we have these patterns even domestically. So well weeded. But the good news is, if you look at women-centric movies between 1998 and today, so back in 95 to 2000, we used to have what 6.9% women-centric movies within Bollywood. It's now closer to 12%, and that gives me a little bit of hope. That actually gives me some very serious hope. But you see, I mean, look, there's always counters, boss. I was having this conversation with a very dear friend of mine who I have huge amount of respect for, and I was countering the whole, that women being the Abla Nari narrative with the Dharmendra movies that I grew up on, right? If you watch a typical Dharmendra movie, Dharmendra is unabashedly unscared of anybody, right? You could be the biggest policeman, biggest villain, whatever it is. वो किसी का भी खून पी जाएगा. But then his interaction with the female lead character, वो chase भी करेगा, follow भी करेगा. उसकी heroine 1 घंटा late आई तो he will not bat an eyelid, etc., etc. Which I found as a very interesting paradox, right? And those were stereotypes that we had to grow up with. And at some level, perhaps that's playing with our engagement with the other gender ourselves. So I think there's just so much more work to be done in just understanding these stereotypes, these typecasts, and at what level they've played with us.
देखिए, दूसरी बात ये कि अपनी कंट्री की यूनिकनेस को समझना बहुत जरूरी है. इवन दिस विमेन नैरेटिव, वी टॉक अबाउट, देखिए हमारे यहाँ कोई इस बात से डिनाई नहीं करेगा कि एक्सप्लॉयटेशन ऑफ विमेन हुआ है या हो रहा है, लेकिन हमारे जो कल्चर इस कंट्री का रहा है वहां डिस्क्रिमिनेशन नहीं था. डिस्क्रिमिनेशन और एक्सप्लॉयटेशन में फर्क है. ये नुआंस पॉइंट प्रोबेबली आप मोटे मोटे ब्लॉक्स से समझेंगे तो शायद नहीं समझ में आएगा, लेकिन अगर आप देखें सिंस टाइम इमेमोरियल इन दिस कंट्रीज हिस्ट्री, इफ यू only if you are interested, if you are already biased and written it off, then there is no point talking to those people. They will say, "Arey, aap defending of culture pe aa gaye." Nahi, actually true. If you go back and you see the contribution of women in our, since time immemorial in this country, there have been, no signs or less signs of discrimination. Most exploitation is an individual trait. It's a trait of an aberration. It is a human flaw. Yep. It's a human flaw. It has to be seen. So cultural narrative versus the human flaw are different things. So we did not debate about voting rights for women. Why didn't it come as a debate to our country?
Fair point.
एक बार हमने सोचा तक नहीं, कभी हमने बात भी नहीं की उसमें. कई जगह में, कई विश्व के कई देशों में इस पर चर्चा हुई. We did not debate it because we did not even think about it. कि ऐसा हो सकता है कि राइट नहीं मिलेंगे या कोई ऐसी चीज होगी. कहीं ना कहीं यू विल हैव टू अप्रिशिएट वेयर वी कम फ्रॉम. सो द कल्चर ऑफ डिस्क्रिमिनेशन इज नॉट देयर, एंड एक्सप्लॉयटेशन यू हैव टू रेज वॉइस. स्टीरियोटाइप्स कब बनते हैं? स्टीरियोटाइप तब बनते हैं जब आप एबरेशन को नॉर्म की तरह प्रस्तुत करते हैं, एबरेशन को नॉर्म बनाते हैं. सो आई थिंक दैट इज द रीजन. इफ यू become insensitive in portrayal, if you become biased, you will never appreciate the nuance of any culture. And my problem today is that we are living in a world where we should understand when we talk about things like freedom of expression, when we talk about अरे ये आवाज़ें लोग कहते हैं ये आवाज़ें कहाँ से आई, ये कैसी बात चल रही है, देखो सोशल मीडिया पे कैसी भाषा का प्रयोग हो रहा है. देखिए ये भाषा यही थी, ये रातों रात नहीं होता पैदा, जज्बात नहीं होता. चीजें वही होती हैं, आपको दिखाई नहीं देती. आप अपने दुनिया में इतने क्यूरेटेड वर्ल्ड में इतने मगन हैं कि यू डू नॉट नो दीज वॉइसेस एग्जिस्ट. अब मंचों का लोकतांत्रिककरण हुआ है. डेमोक्रेटाइजेशन ऑफ प्लेटफॉर्म्स हैव हैपेंड. सो यू आर हियरिंग ऑल काइंड ऑफ वॉइसेस, एंड यू आर ऑल्सो पीपल आर गेटिंग बॉदर्ड अबाउट द फैक्ट मैं ऐसा नहीं हूं यार. अभी एक ट्रेंड चला है कि छोटे शहरों के ऊपर पिक्चरें बनती. अब वो छोटे शहरों में हर लड़की बिंदास दिखाई जाती है, हर आदमी की भाषा में विट होता है और गाली गलौच होती है. भाई मैं भी छोटे शहरों से ही आया हूँ, उत्तराखंड से, और यूपी के एकदम हार्ट से मेरी परवरिश हुई है. आई ऑफ कोर्स देयर आर एबरेशंस ऑफ पीपल हु विल बी लाइक दैट, बट ऐसा लगता है कि एक क्यूरेटेड सोसाइटी है जहां पे हर आदमी के पास सेंस ऑफ विट है, हर आदमी बात बात पे जोक मारता है, हर आदमी भाषा में जो है गालियों का प्रयोग करता है, और हर लड़की घर से भाग करके निकल जाना चाहती है. एंड देयर इज अ सर्टेन स्टीरियोटाइपिंग. एंड व्हाई इज इट दैट? बिकॉज यू आर नॉट मेकिंग you're seeing it from a degree of separation. You have never lived there. You've heard the stories of that place and you want, because that is मजा आता है उसमें, आप मजे लीजिए. लेकिन आई वुड ऑल्सो वॉन्ट अर ऑडियंस टू थिंक, जब आप मजे ले रहे हैं, जब आप हंस रहे हैं, तो आपको जरूर, और अ कंट्री लाइक इंडिया शुड थिंक अबाउट इट, आप किस पे हंस रहे हैं, किसके एक्सपेंस पे हंस रहे हैं, आप किसके एक्सपेंस पे हंस रहे हैं और किस पे हंस रहे हैं. जब तक ये नहीं सोचेंगे, see the certain things which are very very important to you personally. Always put yourself as an individual. आपको कोई चीज आपके लिए बहुत, एक घर की आपकी कोई ट्रेडिशन हो सकती है, आपके परिवार की एक परंपरा हो सकती है, आपके घर का एक 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 कैरेक्टरिस्टिक हो सकता है. अगर उस चीज में आपके इमोशन इन्वेस्टेड है, okay, it could be a special dish your mother makes, it could be a special relationship your husband and wife share, they have a nice ritual at home. If those things are not given sensitive portrayal by someone else in your personal life, and they are casually mentioned, or they are laughed at, or they are made into light-hearted jokes, how much do you like? You don't like it, you point that person and say, एक मिनट यार, इस बारे में बात मत कर, not good taste, I didn't like your joke. But somehow when it comes to India पे ऐसा लगता है कि जिसका मन आता है वो लात मार के निकल जाता है, जहां मन आया वहां लात मार दो, and it is a free for all. It only becomes free for all because of people who are consuming it also. We have somehow become desensitized towards our own, what is ours, what is real, what is not real. Oh, well, I am a great proponent of freedom of expression. I have been an artist all my life. But I know that there is a sensitivity which is required. एक सेंसिटिविटी चाहिए, एक संवेदनशीलता की अंडर करंट हमेशा जिंदा रहनी चाहिए, असंवेदनशीलता नहीं होनी चाहिए.
You see, here is where I slightly disagree, boss. Now, the counter argument to this approach is people would say कि नहीं यार, comedy is about pushing the envelope, it's about being on the edge, and there can't be there's only limited comedy you can do without offending either this side or that side, or political correctness का ज़माना हो रहा है, and political correctness is going too far. Jordan Peterson might say that, etc. I therefore am of the view that people should be allowed. I mean, I'm again a big fan of transparency, of regulation and things like that. So for an example, people, I'm fascinated by this test called the Bechdel test, which they use in Hollywood,
Yeah.
which is a test about, gender portrayal. And it's a very simple test. A, do you have only women on screen? B, do they talk, is there conversation about a man or about something else? And shockingly, there are so many huge, films made by Steven Spielberg and George Lucas and all of that fail the Bechdel test, right? So you have the greatest of the filmmakers and most celebrated Oscar winners who are not as gender sensitive as they could have been. So sometimes I think of it, ki, yaar, why not we have an equivalent, some kind of an integrity test, let's say, right, where you actually rate a movie instead of just saying, universal or adult or whatever. We rate a movie saying that, boss, were you sensitive to issues of race? Were you sensitive to issues of religion? Were you sensitive to, some form of physical differences, etc., etc. I don't know. My personal hope, and this could be again too much of a chartered accountant speaking here, but rather than wait for the world to grow a conscience, we ourselves should set some alarm. Going back to Tommy Wilkinson's statement, we should set some kind of a consequence when filmmakers don't display the kind of sensitivity that we would want them or expect them to display. And I wonder why we don't do that. Why are we not very assertive?
Right, देखिए ऐसा है. पहले तो don't misunderstand me that I'm saying that there has to be policing of any kind. I'm not talking about policing. I'm not talking about. You would have seen my work in CBFC, the way I've worked. I've always worked through dialogue. I always believe that the filmmakers are not there out to sort of destroy or somebody's faith, or they are expressing themselves. It's just that sometimes the vantage points could be different. एक नदी है और वो बहती हुई नदी जो है, उस नदी के लहरों में जो तैर रहा है, somebody who's swimming is in the river. Someone is into the river fighting with the waves. You ask that person, how's the river? For him or her, the river is aggressive. But ask someone who's standing at the river bank, looking at the river and trying to meditate. For that person, the river is calm. The same river has two different interpretations. So sometimes I explain it to the filmmakers. There could be a different point of view, a different vantage point. You're seeing the same thing, and that person is seeing it from a different vantage point. So let's talk about it. So I'm not for once saying that everything, everybody will get offended. So how will you express yourself? दूसरा क्या है कि we are constantly evolving as a society. So why are we having a talk up today? There is nothing absolutely static out there. People's perceptions, people's likes and dislikes, the way they see themselves, everything is shaping as we speak. So I think the dialogues are very, very important. Nothing could be said, once said, and that's about it. And in this entire debate, let's not forget one thing. Somebody was asking me, what can be done? You will also ask me, what can be done for Indian, if we all feel that India is not represented and portrayed well, there is a stereotyping.
That was going to be my closing question.
Yes. Yep. So I will come to that. See, what happens, Anurag, is that एक ढोल है और एक बांसुरी है. There is sounds of drums and the sounds of and there is flute. Sometimes, if you don't pay attention to the flute, you will not be able to hear it along with the drums. And the flutist would be trying to tell you that I'm also playing. But the noise is so high that you can't hear. So what would you do with this flutist? If at all you are interested in the flutist. If at all you are interested in the murmurs of the world. If at all you are interested in that murmur craft to survive, what would you do? One point of view, of very, very abrasive point of view, which I don't subscribe to, would be, so be it. If he can survive, he can survive. That's very cruel. This is not, then we are not talking about human civilization. If human civilization does not understand this nuance, then I don't want to belong to that society. I don't want to belong to that civilization. In my human civilization, I want this flutist to survive. I want his craft to survive. Because I think there is something very valuable he's adding to my life. So what I'll do is I'll take him to a nice place away from this noise and give him a platform on a hillock and make people sit around him and say, listen to the flute now. I'll create the atmosphere for it. I will promote him. I will make sure I drive him to that hillock and hillside. I will take that responsibility. Who am I? I am the society. I am the system. I am the policymaker. What is my intent? My intent is that this beautiful flute needs to be heard. This adds another dimension to my life. And if you don't have this kind of compassionate view towards life, then we are talking about the might is right. And that might is right is the animal kingdom. That's not human world.
Which is very, very it's insightful at two levels. It's insightful of what you could do as an enabler, to an artist, to a performer, etc. It's also very insightful because in my mind, that flute is essentially, in my mind, each of us is that flautist who's not able to hear ourselves
Exactly.
in all the noise that happens outside, which is another art that is getting lost. And very often, if you're not able to listen to yourself, recognize yourself, etc., you are prone to getting exposed to others pushing those messages in your head.
Yes.
Your own self-image, your own self-respect, etc., is something you're not able to define. So, ठीक है जी, आपने कहा कि मैं गधा हूं, तो मैंने मान लिया कि मैं गधा हूं. And I think, unfortunately, India has gone through a few centuries of that. So I think collectively we'll take a while to start listening to our inner flute once again.
Yes.
But thank you, Prasunji. It was such a pleasure. It's
Thank
always a pleasure to have you. Look forward to more of these, and look forward to all of us discovering our inner flautist. Namaskar.
Thank you. Thank you. Namaskar.